I was watching recently the Oscar week presentations from right here in sunny Los Angeles, and it occurred to me that in our secularized society today, Oscar week has become something of a religious observance. That it's the one week where actors, directors, stars, editors, technicians are feted almost as modern-day saints. We treat them with so much reverence. We come out to see them. We buy their products. We ask them questions about the deep profundities of life. Questions, for example, about how to build a great marriage, which is not always the right question to ask a Hollywood star. But in the midst of all of the hype of the Oscars this year, there was one movie that stood out for me as remarkable and unique because it reminds us what real heroes look like. And it's one of the few movies I can actually say from a Christian pulpit is worth seeing. The movie I refer to is called simply Invictus. It's the story of the 1995 World Rugby Cup played in and won by South Africa. How many have seen it? But it's more than that. It's the story of the early days of the presidency of Nelson Mandela. I visited South Africa many times. I've been to where Nelson Mandela spent 18 of his 27 years in prison. I have personal friends who are well acquainted with the former president. And he is a remarkable man by anybody's standards. He is a global icon of so many things. And if you ask people the world over, including here in America, what is it about Madiba, as they call him in South Africa, that makes him such an icon for our times? Most people will say, well, it's his almost preternatural ability to forgive. His extraordinary ability to show grace when none was shown to him. I think that by showing forgiveness, he showed that he was less a prisoner than the people who put him there in the first place. But the thing that many people don't know about President Mandela is that even as a young man heading up the youth wing of his political party in the 1940s and 50s, he was already making bold statements like this in public. One day, I shall be the first black president of South Africa. Now, many of you know the history of apartheid, and you know what it took for a young man at that time to be making such a bold statement in public. One day, I shall be the first black president of South Africa. You see, even when the president was throwing all hell at him, this man was engaging the future. Even when all else around him were just trying to survive in the present, this man was engaging the future. Not just for himself. That would have been one thing. Not just for his family. He was engaging the future for an entire nation. And my friends, that is the key to influence. Influence comes from how much you are willing now to engage the future. I believe that the greatest question you can answer tonight is, what kind of city do I want to live in 10 years from now? What kind of Los Angeles do I want to live in? What kind of Orange County do I want to live in? What kind of community, what kind of family do I want 10 years from now? And what will I do now to set that in motion? That's the question that influential people here tonight will be asking.